Like most of your life, you always have a way of surprising me. Right after crossing the border from Jordan to Israel, I turned on my phone and I got the call. I naturally thought it was my father calling me to yell at me for forgetting my own mother's birthday. Again. It seems like it's something that runs in the family, Grandma. Date of births were never your thing. Birthday cards 2 months too late or early. Random calls to say happy birthday in the middle of April when my birthday's in May. But don't worry, it always put a smile on my face. I always appreciated that some time of the day you thought it was my birthday and you wanted to wish me it. So I want you to picture it, Grandma. I was in the van with about 10 classmates that I have just met. Now I have the news that my grandmother passed away. And of course my phone dies. And to top it all off, I'm 2 hours away from home with what seems to be the slowest driver in Israel. Needless to say, or maybe I should say you, entertained my classmates for the rest of the ride. I told Grandma Yedlin stories all the way, and they ate it up. I started by telling them that I had 2 grandmas in my life. One that was special in her own right, the quintessential grandma, or Bubby, that would feed me, play with me every day after school, and shower me with an overdose of love. And then the other grandmother that was different. I told them how I never understood why some would say your best role was not as a grandma. I never understood this. And as your grandchild, I totally disagree. I beam with pride when I tell people that you tried being Donald Trump at the age of 60. And that when I would go to St. Louis, it seemed like you were the mayor of the town. Everyone stopping and saying hi to thank you for selling their house or buying their house. I even remember when you were able to bump me up to first class when I was 7 because you sold the pilot his house. And that was really cool. My grandma to me was a really big deal. I told them when I was little that I used to sit by the window waiting for you to pick me up in what looked like a rocket ship, I now know as a Geo Metro, to whisk me all the way down to Marina del Rey, where we would get fried rice from the Chinese place across the street, and the next day we would bike ride in Venice, where I'm pretty sure you're the only grandma that would yell at me or their grandchild, telling them they're riding too slow. I definitely remember this. I also told them how you used to make me sing. Like after we got back, you used to make me water the plants at the apartment, and you used to make me sing to the plants as I was water them, because you told me they would grow better. They would grow faster. So after they were done laughing from LA stories, I moved on to when I would visit St. Louis. I told them how I think I was the only kid that instead of playing at Grandma's house, I would be playing at Grandma's office. I spent most of the time in your office playing with highlighters for hours on the floor. Let me remind you that there was no internet back then, Grandma. I used to look up at all your awards as I was playing on the floor, and it used to say top real estate agent, best-selling realtor, #1 of the year. And you used to tell me, Adam, that is what hard work does, kiddo. One day that could be you. You used to do that a lot. You never ever treated me as a kid. And it was a good balance for me to have from my other grandma, and I always appreciated and still do. I remember our long talks we used to have about what I would call grown-up things, and the advice you always used to give me. You used to say, Adam, you need to take chances. You need to be adventurous. No one's going to give you a break. You need to work hard to get where you want to go. Rich dad, poor dad. Grandma, I could tell you now I was listening. I can also tell you that I have always and will always look up to you. You were a hard worker and a great role model. You may have been a different type of grandma, but you were always there during the good and bad times. You were there when you were needed and when it was the most important. Now that you have passed, I'll take everything you taught me and use it, and then pass it down to the next generation. I'm sure after my last few sentences, Jay and my father are both rolling their eyes by now, so I'll finish the letter. I love you, Grandma. You are a good grandma, and I will miss you. Love, Adam. Oh, P.S. The expensive glass pyramid from Italy, the unsolved mystery. I think you deserve to know the truth now. I was playing with it when you ordered me to go outside and water the plants. I took it with me, and I dropped it. It cracked into 1,000,000 pieces. I quickly buried it under the tree in front of your house, and I claimed my whole life nothing has happened. Well, now you know the truth. Mystery solved. Loved you, Grandma.